Hi, my name is Dian. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. Ever since I was a little boy, I first started off wanting to be a fireman. I guess a lot of kids wanted to be that. Then came primary school. I wanted to be an inventor. Then later down the line, as I grew older, I really liked the idea of becoming a software engineer. That quickly faded away. Then real estate. I really had my mind set on this, and guess what? After school, after working in IT for a few years, I eventually became a real estate agent, which I currently still am, and it's been a good journey so far. It really has been. Learned a lot, especially about sales, about people skills. Very crucial for my growth, but I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. Business has always, I don't know, I guess grabbed my attention. So my very first year after school, my gap year, if you will, I actually started studying a major in business. It was at a college that was kind of free, kind of didn't complete my course, but I studied business. And even though I didn't really put in any effort, I cheated on my tests, sadly. I liked the idea of being in business. I wanted to do business management, primarily because, well, back then, I had a girlfriend and her mom really wanted me to have a degree for some reason. I didn't really like the idea of studying after already being in school for 12 years. So, you know what? I said I would do it. And that's why I cheated on tests. I just took it and I thought this is going to be an easy one. And I'm probably going into real estate anyway, because that was what I wanted to do since grade 10. Anyway, point being, I didn't finish it. I finished a few modules. It was pretty easy, pretty basic. And again, since it was an open book test and it was pretty much online, I cheated. But that said, entrepreneurship always caught my attention. So I'm documenting my journey becoming an entrepreneur. Now, although I've been one for a while now, because I had my first online business when I only turned, I believe, 16, it really started. I made YouTube thumbnails for clients that's across the world, across the globe. But it wasn't very profitable. I was selling them for $5 a pop back then, and it was good money for a kid in high school, but not really sustainable after high school. So I went into real estate and I joined the company that I really wanted to join. I joined Seeff Properties, which was my dream. And it has been a good journey so far. But at the end of the day, it's a commission-only job, and sadly, I haven't been doing too well. I have been slacking, and that's on me. I can admit to that at least, but I decided to start my own business. And this time, it's not something that I'm just going to start, because I've tried to start many businesses before, and they have all failed miserably. But this one is a bit different, because I actually saw or had a vision about it. Not one of those fancy visions you get in your dreams, but I could see myself doing this and I could see the outcome. Almost like it was a vision. So naturally, I started slowly getting into it. It was back in November last year. I made my first website. I created an offer. I had an ideal client profile, an ICP if you would. And then I slowly faded a bit. Meaning, didn't take it too seriously for a while. Kept on making tweaks on the website as if I already had clients, which I did not have any clients back then. But recently, for the last, let's say, 2 to 3 months, I've really been going all in on this, and that's why I'm taking this thing. This is a camcorder. So this one is a Canon camcorder. It's the Legra HF-R806. Very technical, I know. You flip this screen open, you can turn it around, and you can turn it on, and you can record on this thing. So, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Yeah. So I'm gonna be taking this and vlogging my journey. And I wanted to make this video to make you aware of it. So if you wanted to follow along, you can. So what is the business that I'm doing? Well, it's called Localquisition. Very difficult word for Afrikaans people to pronounce, by the way. I've shared it with a few people, and I do realize now that it's the worst name I could have possibly picked for my country. But Localquisition, which is a word that I created, which doesn't exist, which is quite cool. So I created the word from local acquisition. Now, client acquisition is the process of obtaining clients, and that's exactly what my business does. It gets clients for other businesses, specifically service-based businesses. Although I'm looking to expand into other industries as well, that's for now what I'm going to be focusing on. So I'm going to help local businesses acquire clients, which is local acquisition, aka my business name, Localquisition. Just in short, how it works: I call businesses up, I offer them my services, I tell them this is what I can do, and if they're interested, I help them to obtain new clients. That's the gist of it. Now, it seems very easy on paper, although you need a very specific skill set to be able to do that, because think about it, I am reaching out to clients, businesses that are already established, that don't really have a good online presence at the moment, offering them an alternative route because they all rely on word of mouth, referrals. But I'm showing them something quite unique, opening them up to the digital world, because there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of missed opportunity, and a lot of missed revenue doing that. So that's the skill that I have, and I decided to monetize it because that's what I'm good at, and I can use that skill at a very fair price, I have to say so myself, to help these businesses get new clients, because they're currently, like I said, relying on word of mouth and referrals, and that's all good. That's the best part of the business. But imagine yourself having an extra stream of clients coming to you just by simply existing online. And where do they exist online? No, I'm not talking about a social media marketing agency. There's way too many of those, and I don't feel like a plumber is going to get most of his business from TikTok or Instagram. It's all in Google Maps, because at the end of the day, in an emergency, where do we go? If my geyser suddenly bursts, the first place I'm going onto Google Maps and I'm typing plumber near me. And that's exactly what I do. I make sure that those businesses show up first when they search that. And that's what I do. So again, my name is Dian Bosman. And if you wanted to be a part of this journey, I will be making videos. I will be sharing them on these platforms, documenting this on this camcorder. And here's the part that I didn't want to mention earlier, but I kind of have 45 days to do this, because if I don't, I haven't made a sale in real estate in quite a while, and unfortunately, if I don't get my first, maybe I think 10 clients, then I'm gonna have to go back to working a 9 to 5, which I kind of don't want to do. So this is me, this is my authentic video to you, to share my journey of trying to become an entrepreneur in this South African economy, I guess. Am I the only person doing this? No, but do I have a very, very unique twist on it? Absolutely, you bet I do. So join along, thanks for watching, and see you in the next follow-up videos. Cheers.